This is a video that I truly, in a million billion years, never, ever on this Earth, on some other different alternate Earth, I never ever thought that I would be making this video. As you guys know, I really love Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I don't love regular returns. I don't like, it was held back by the hardware that the Wii used. It was 480p, the atrocious, obligatory motion controls that were required on the player. I just didn't love it. But Returns HD was a nice surprise to me. I finally saw what a lot of other people saw in Donkey Kong Country Returns through Returns HD. So for that, I owe that game quite a bit. And let's be honest, we've played this game before, whether it was the original Wii version back in 2010, almost 16 years ago, the more scaled back, but I would argue better handheld version on the 3DS. Returns is a known quantity. People know it, people have played it. It is a masterpiece of tough but fair platforming. But Returns HD felt different, as I've said. On the surface, it was just a resolution bump, right? And some people were disappointed with that, but I was just grateful that we had the game on current-ish hardware. You can't even argue it is the definitive version of the game that saved Donkey Kong Country, And just when we thought that, we had it all figured out, Nintendo dropped the most shocking update for free that added the one thing that people have been begging for since, I don't know, something that people wanted. Dixie Kong. But the thing that is just so crazy about this is that no one expected it. No one actually thought that Nintendo would go back to a game that's almost 2 decades old, take a HD remaster of it, and add in a whole new character. But they did. But before we talk about Dixie, we do have to talk about how gorgeous this game looks in motion on the Switch 2. The Switch 1 version already looked solid. It was an upscaled version of a Wii game, so it looked about as good as it could. But on the Switch 2, it did get a resolution bump, and it does look better. I've even noticed some of the frame dips are absent. In HD, you obviously have the silhouette levels like Sunset Shore, and they are just breathtaking. This game is so good, and you add the 60 FPS performance, it just makes the movement feel smooth, like butter. And then you have this random update over a year after this game came out. Returns HD has already been out for over a year. Dixie Kong entering the fray changes the very DNA of Returns, because Returns wasn't made with Dixie in mind. It was made with Diddy and Donkey in mind. So I am so excited to play through this game again with Dixie, because originally, again, this game was built around those two characters, Diddy and Donkey. It was very linear, fast, and heavy, but adding Dixie, and her helicopter spin is still here. It's intact, just like it was in Tropical Freeze. The verticality of these levels has blown wide open. In Tropical Freeze, we saw how she could have a botched jump and you would die. But seeing her in these Returns levels, the stages that were never, again, originally designed for her, it kind of feels like playing with a cheat code, but a cheat code that was added legally by the actual developers. She brings a floatiness that balances out Donkey's weight. And for veterans players like myself, it is a very fresh and fun and new and unique way to find the hidden Kong letters. But for newcomers who wouldn't know any different, she's the perfect bridge to help them survive the brutal difficulty of this game. It's the awesome reason the fans needed to dive back in for a 100% completion run, which I actually might do. And what this update really highlights is just how evergreen the level design in this game is. Even 15 years later, no one builds a platformer quite like Rare and then Retro Studios. Every level has a gimmick, but the gimmicks aren't, pardon my stupid script, they're not gimmicky. They never overstay their welcome. One minute you're outrunning a literal wall of water, which I really like that level actually, but the next you're being blasted through the background in a barrel cannon. It is the definition of a 2.5D platformer, and it's awesome. And Returns HD, and with this brand new update over, again, a year of radio silence. This was not on my bingo card. It wasn't even, if I had a bingo card that was 150 million by 150 million tiles, never in my life would I put Dixie Kong getting added to Returns HD. This game reminds us that Donkey Kong is not just Mario's rival, because remember, Donkey Kong came first. He is the king of momentum, and now with the triple threat of Kongs finally united in this game again, the experience feels complete. It's no longer just a port, it's a celebration. And this also, I thought this was so fascinating, this also marks that Dixie Kong is now playable in more Donkey Kong Country games than Donkey Kong himself is. And that's a little funny. I'm not mad at it. I just think it's very ironic. A random update like this just feels like a love letter. Because no one was asking for it, because no one, again, in 5 trillion years expected this. It's kind of, to me, I think Nintendo is saying, like, we know you love this world as much as we do. Whether this is a hint at a brand new game, which, shout out to Silver in my Discord, he actually thinks that a new Donkey Kong Country is closer than it ever has been. And to be completely honest with you, I don't disagree. I think that this could absolutely be the signal that we needed, that them saying, hey, we know you're waiting. We know that you guys have been so patient, and we appreciate you, and we appreciate you guys selling Returns HD like hotcakes like you did, because this game sold very well. So whether it is that, whether it is a new game or just a final coat of polish on this classic game, this game is officially the gold standard for how to bring a classic back to life. Returns is such a great game to me. Returns HD, to be specific. If you've watched any of my videos covering this game, when Returns HD originally came out, when the trailer was out, and playing through it again with new eyes, realizing the brilliance of the Tiki Tak tribe and just how subversive and fun and fluid and great this game is. So, grab your controller, stretch out those thumbs, and get back to Donkey Kong Island, because Dixie, the GOAT, is waiting for you. You've got Donkey, you've got Diddy, and now you've got Dixie. The original golden trio from the original trilogy is returned and playable for the first time in Returns history. And that is a sentence that I never, ever, 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 ever thought I would be saying, but it feels so good that I do get to say it. So guys, let me know what you thought of this insane surprise update. I hope you all are having an amazing week. I am so sorry for the lack of videos. I have been just busy with my job and with friends and with family and just everything in between. I built a PC recently, so that's been taking up a lot of time. Just a lot of stuff. But I appreciate you guys' patience. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and take care.